Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome to the season 3 premiere of Horizon's Call. I am Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I'm very excited to have you join us for this great game. I'm very excited to be back with these very lovely folks, my favorite players in the world, and I'm excited to share this story with you. I'm going to have these people go around, say a little bit about themselves, remind you who they're playing. Then we'll do a little recap. We'll talk a little bit about show stuffs, and yeah, then we'll jump right into the game. So, Kaila, if you don't mind starting us out, who are you? What are you doing here?
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. I use she, her pronouns. I play our Captain Scarlet Shores, our Siren Warlock. That came out weird. It's been a while.
It's been 5 weeks.
Our non-were-shark Siren Warlock, Scarlet Shores. Also using she, her pronouns.
Yeah, dealt with that pretty handily. Thank you, Kaila. Who did I say was going next? Mikyl? I think it was Mikyl. Mikyl.
Hi, fam.
Yes.
I'm Mikyl. He, him pronouns. I am playing Proximus, your Triton Shadow Sorcerer Paladin of the Seas.
Fantastic. And as always, a special thank you to Mikyl for doing the art that you see on the screen, the art that you see in our promotions. Mykyl's fantastic, and art is his love language, so we're very appreciative of receiving that love. Acacia, Mare.
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I am playing Acacia, who uses she, her pronouns, who is your lovely soul knife rogue / druid who does not like being the center of attention at this moment in time.
But she is the centaur of attention.
Oh my god, why didn't I say that?
Wow.
Why didn't you?
Wow.
I'm gonna make this season hell for you with the puns, Derek.
Looking forward to it.
You made a pun somewhere, not here. I think in Dax's stream, and I'm just like, stop.
I made a lot of puns on Dax's stream last night. That's true. Last, absolutely not least, Eva.
Hi, hello. I'm Eva. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I will be joining everyone as Winnie, the alchemical artificer sea elf.
Absolutely.
Joined by my perpetual companion, Lil Jeffrey, the homunculus.
Yes, the were-shark-shaped homunculus. What a crew this is. Well, before we get to the recap, I do want to say a couple of things about this wonderful show. First of all, if you enjoy this show, if you are able to financially support it, we really appreciate it. Donating through Twitch is great, but we actually prefer that you go through pally.gg. You can find the link over in the chat. And by donating through there, we cut out the middleman of Twitch. Everything you donate gets evenly distributed between the players and our production staff based on shares. And it's a better way of being able to support our players directly. So again, if you donate through Twitch, it goes directly to the channel and helps us pay for licenses and back-end stuff. But we really want to try to support our players as best as possible. So please consider supporting Pally. And if you do, there are incentives. You can get crits and advantages. You can do things such as a black spot, which we had at the season finale. We have one now for the season premiere, thanks to a very lovely donor. And that introduces an extra complication to what we do here and makes things just a little bit more difficult, or adds just an extra kind of difficulty to the story, such as Scarlet's were-shark bite, or an additional enemy, which is what happened at the combat for the end of last season. So definitely please consider that. Other things for Sword and Key, we're looking at getting merch, such as this shirt. This is a prototype that we are getting through Printful. So if you want to join over on our Sword and Key Twitter, Discord, let us know what kind of stuff you'd be interested in getting, because that's the kind of stuff we're going to put in the shop. And definitely keep an eye out for that. And also, speaking of shopping, while I'm talking about it, we do have a discount code through for Sword and Tea through Friday Teas. So you can get a 10% off your next order through Friday Teas using the code Sword and Key, all caps, all one word. I think that's all the show news kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about what has happened in Horizon's Call. The first season, our crew with one person different at least, all joined together under the command of Eula Saltsmile, the person they believed at the time to be a sea hag and pirate queen. She instructed them to go and basically take an item off of a merchant ship. They did so only for that item to lead to another and another, and eventually they met Acacia doing a prison break to get one of these pieces. When all the pieces were put together, they found it created an astrolabe of immense power that brought down an item of even greater power from the stars themselves, an item that gave them a wish spell. And they used that wish spell then to overthrow Eula, who they actually discovered was a Kraken deity. And they all leveled up to level 20, defeated this Kraken deity, and then found themselves kind of adrift. So the thing they decided to do in Season 2 was return to Acacia's home, the island of Soteria, and the city of Korra. They found themselves in a quiet spot for a bit, but as is wont to happen, that quiet spot didn't stay quiet. Korra was invaded by Imperials. They had come up to blows with Imperials a few times at this point, and the Nerian Empire has been becoming more and more aggressive as time has gone on. The Imperials, already having tried to take Korra before, went in an all-out assault, burning Korra to the ground. Our party rescued hundreds of refugees, taking ships to the sea and sailing west for Winnie's home, for Fall-Amaril. Along the way, they fought and captured another ship. So sailing on the originally the Innocence, now called the Redemption, they took another ship called the Bloodhound. With their mini fleet, they continued their travels to Fall-Amaril, dealing with a wereshark bite, encounters with gods, new packs, new classes, all new things. Eventually reaching Fall-Amaril on the day before Winnie's birthday, they found themselves once again safe in a comfortable place. But again, that was not to last. They did find themselves invited to a gala at the high throne of Fall-Amaril, invited by the king and queen, as Winnie's brother has basically become a war hero. And that was our last session, is them at this gala meeting with dignitaries from all these different places, learning that Fall-Amaril is potentially on the verge of war and is looking to gain allies. But all while this gala was going on and the elbows were being rubbed, an incursion happened. Somebody had brought in a magical mirror which allowed for a small army of Sahuagin as well as two large Sylvain basilisks, oceanic basilisks, to invade this throne room. They took out several guards, almost petrified a couple members of our party, but ultimately our party was successful. However, who brought the mirror in? Who attempted an assassination in the high throne of Fall-Amaril? These questions still need to be answered. And so in this moment, we find our party gathered with these dignitaries and other guests in the throne room of Fall-Amaril. And suspicions are high, and allegations are likely to be thrown about. And that is where we are going to pick up. So while I change music to something a little more sus, what are you all doing? Let's go ahead and go around. Let's start in reverse. So, Winnie, are you going to be... So, basically, the combat is over. There are a couple of petrified guards. There's two dead large basilisks. There's several dead Sahuagin, a couple of dead weresharks. There's detritus and gore all strewn about this previously lovely throne room. And immediately the high captain of the guard calls for all the remaining ones to round everybody up. Are you going to be resisting in any way?
No? Why would I resist? I'm gonna, call little Jeffrey back to me. But no, I have questions that maybe they could answer. And I probably have answers to their questions. Probably not the big questions, though. That's probably a question that we have in common.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Perhaps. I will note that Siren, your brother, because he was noted as a war hero, does go to your mums and your sister and kind of pulls them aside, is able to at least vouch for them but your association, especially fighting these creatures, has kind of placed you separate from him. So he wasn't able to grab you before the guards were able to basically round you up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Acacia, any resistance or any interest in not getting interrogated?
As much as I would like to, part of what being a good thief or blending into places has to do with knowing when to walk away and when to not. And I was just seen fighting two very large basilisks, one size category larger than I was. It would be more suspicious for me to leave.
You're pretty hard to miss, as Winnie did enlarge our already large centaur.
You're welcome.
It
Proximus.
worked.
It did. Proximus, any resistance from you?
You can find Proximus, and he's standing next to 3 gods, and he's using shape water to animate what happened from his perspective. You see the 2 basilisks, they came towards you, and then I flew this way and electrocuted this way. You can just imagine the electrocution.
You're doing this to almost like Buckingham Palace type guards that are just staring straight ahead, not
Yes.
looking at you, but definitely like they're armed. There's very much the vibe of don't step past this invisible line that we've created.
See, you don't have to nod. If you blink twice, then I will understand that you understand what I am saying.
There's no blinks, nothing.
Ah,
Like maybe the third eyelid, like because they're underwater beings, maybe that blinks, but
They're just actually
Across.
statues.
yeah.
right.
Yeah, you're talking to the one that got petrified.
Nice.
Scarlet, any resistance from you?
No, because there's nothing to hide.
Okay.
There might be some sass, but there's no resistance.
So you all are gathered up along with the Tritons that Proximus spoke to, the 2 merfolk ambassadors. These are all the ambassadors and foreign dignitaries to Coalinth, and I can give you their names if you'd like. We're just going to go through them real quick. So 2 Tritons, 2 Coalinth, 2 lizard folk, 2 eel folk, 2 Lakatha, and 2 merfolk. And that's in addition to all of you, plus Marcus is there as well. And then kind of surrounding you are the 4 council ministers, council members, who are all these scroll icons on the right, and the High Captain. And then over here on the left is the High Delphion, which is like their high priest. And then all of the black helmets are the guards. So, I'm sorry, the Sea Elf princess and her high commander are also here as well from the nearby Sea Elfin Kingdom. And then, yeah, all the X's to the north here is kind of where they're gathering the dead bodies. So they have put all of you in this pool area, which only comes up to like waist or chest. It's mostly just to kind of like keep you at a lower level and keep everybody contained in the same area, which is tough to do in this room, which has these different sections. So there's only really 2 ways out, unless you're going to pull yourself up like out of the pool. But there's only really 2 stairs that are being blocked at this point. So, the High Commander is going to, and High Commander Galdon is the one in the yellow helmet here. And he kind of yells out to everyone, now I understand that this is not ideal, but you have to understand that an attempt was made on the lives of our regents, on the lives of our council members, on the lives of citizens of Fort Limeril. All of you, I want to make this very clear, are suspect. Some more than others, but no one is going to leave until we determine who brought that mirror in. And he's going to gesture over where, again, you know that there is a large, like something you would hang on the wall, large, almost like 4 foot tall mirror that had previously been under a cloth. And Proximus did determine through his divine sense that was something that was giving off an evil vibe. And you know that is what all of these creatures stepped out of or slithered out of was that mirror. And it is shattered now. The last Sahuagin to step out of it did shatter it before they took themselves out. So yeah, you're going to hear murmurs from all of the dignitaries, and they're kind of like going to just move about for a little bit. But he motions over to the High Delphian. The High Delphian is going to make sure that we are all as honest as possible. If you in any way try to escape or resist this bit of honesty, we will know, and you will immediately be jailed, whether you be guilty or not. And the High Delphian is going to cast a rather large zone of truth over the area. Is anyone looking to resist that?
No.
Okay. So anything you say must be truthful, at least as far as you are aware. That's upsettingly truthful. Okay. Well, I'm going to change up the music a little bit because this is a little intense. So this is kind of a time where you all can talk amongst yourselves, talk to the other dignitaries. No one's doing any questions. Like, it's not the High Commander standing over you going, did you bring the mayor? He's kind of like letting the suspicion really stew in this pool. So is there anyone you all wanted to talk to? Is there anyone that you wanted to try to like listen to, or did you all want to talk to each other? What would you all like to do?
Mentally, because that's still going on my mind link for at least 2 hours. I don't know how long it's been, but it was a 4-hour mind link.
Yeah, you still have the mind link for sure.
Yeah. Talking to everyone else and be like, I don't like this and I want to leave. We're not guilty. So I'm just going to cooperate.
Did anybody see someone leave or at least place the object there?
A lot of people put a lot of stuff down, but
the only one I know that left definitely is your brother, Winnie.
Well, yeah. And a lot of people left, like, in the fighting. I don't know, like, if everyone got rounded back up, but people left the hall. I don't think Rollin put anything up there, though. I'm
not saying he did, I'm just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sooner we, I guess the more we cooperate, the faster we're out of here.
Hopefully, yeah. I don't like all these eyes on me.
No.
You hear a cry go out from one of the Lokatha. Why are we even pretending at this point? It's clearly the Coralinth who brought it. They have been invading our lands for centuries. They're clearly the aggressors here. Other Coralinth have already sided with the Sahuagin. And then you hear... Go ahead, Acacia.
You just hear a very loud groan from Acacia, not even trying to hide it, just at the bullshit. I'm going to call it what it is, the bullshit that's starting to spew.
And the Coalith, again, these are like underwater hobgoblins. A lot of them have like a lot of crustaceans. You would note that one of them has a lot of, almost like their armor looks like crustacean, like a crab that they are wearing. The other one almost looks like they are draped with a jellyfish, like if they pop their head through a man-of-war. That's kind of what it looks like, with all these tendrils kind of hanging down. And she kind of points back to the Lokathan and says, "How dare you accuse us? We took what was ours, but we certainly would not take anything here. And this is not the way that the Covenant choose to fight. Likely it was the eel folk. They certainly have aligned themselves with the Sahuagin, and the eel folk point to the Tritons. No, the Tritons have been isolationist for so long. Why would they even want to align with anybody? Probably they're trying to take this kingdom for themselves. The Tritons point at the lizard folk as being, half surfacers. How can you trust them? Lizard folk eat, would probably eat them all if they were to fall. He's surprised that the lizard folk aren't feasting on the dead right now. And it all kind of goes around until, Scarlet, you actually see a finger being pointed at you by the merfolk.
Oh, I knew it was coming. I'm so excited. Let's go.
And Ambassador Elowin says, quiet, all of you. There's an obvious perpetrator here. This stranger, she is a being of evil power. And we all know this. This is why they are not a part of merfolk society. It's clearly her.
You know what? Shut the fuck up.
And pearl clutching.
Literal pearl clutching.
We literally just got here and didn't even know about this damn gala till yesterday.
And she
Fuck
helped
off.
save you. Which, given that attitude, is maybe more than
You deserve at this point. Jesus Christ.
Or perhaps she just saved herself and is trying to further infiltrate. And perhaps this was all just staged so that you all could get closer to the king and queen and kill them in a subtler way.
How about you
why?
shut the hell up with all this finger pointing and let the guard do his goddamn job?
At that, I'll just put my hand up towards everyone. And I just look at the merfolk. If I wanted to do subtle, I wouldn't be here at all. Nor do I know how to do subtle. So, accusing aside, I'll forgive you for that because I'm in a generous manner.
I don't need your forgiveness.
Yeah, and I
Tempest.
don't need you. What would be the reason I have for doing this?
Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Sirens do horrible things just to do them.
No. You see, there's always a reason for doing something. My reason for coming here tonight was to dance, to have a good time, to wear a pretty dress, forget the fact that I am some captain of a ship. I don't need you and you accusing me of something I've never done. I saved your asses. I could have let it taken you, but I didn't. So you're welcome for that one.
One of the Tritons kind of turns to you and says, you said you were the captain of a ship. What kind of ship?
Formally, what the fuck is a bloodhound? The bloodhound is a battleship, right?
It is, yeah. I guess you could answer that way. That would be truthful.
Yeah.
It is a warship.
It is a previous warship that is out of commission. We currently used it to shuttle refugees.
You see a nod, but squints come from a couple other people. Okay. Sure.
My first mate is here. Do you want, fact checking? Maybe you'll trust him over me because, no scales.
You just see a couple of shaken heads, and Marcus looks to you like, seriously?
As you're bleeding out from your were shark, back me up on this. Be a first mate.
I suddenly find myself under a bus.
Support your captain, damn it.
I just, maybe instead of, I don't know, continuing to start diplomatic incidents, we could wait for the fact finder general here to go through their questions and get to the bottom of this. Instead of hypothesizing and throwing around accusations, whether they are based or baseless, who knows?
Just
That's a
because you don't
wonderful
like
idea.
someone.
Yeah.
A wonderful idea. we ought to be truthful, right? Okay.
And-
So if you didn't bring the mirror, raise your hand.
That's how that works, but
You see hands go up from. Go ahead and roll a perception check if you are looking around.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
and Winnie has whispered something to little Jeffrey.
26.
18.
22.
Can I use insight? Because I want to
Sure.
see
Yeah.
their reactions.
Yeah.
It's a 19.
What did you whisper to little Jeffrey, Winnie?
I asked him to get some food from the buffet for us because we're going to be here for a while.
You're asking little Jeffrey to leave the area?
No, I thought there was food in here too.
Not in the pool. No.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have him leave the area.
Is little Jeffrey raising his hand?
Yeah. He didn't
Okay.
bring the mirror. He's too
I
little.
understand,
Look at him.
But if you're giving a command to do something else, like Jeffrey did not have to succeed. Jeffrey is not a being that has to succeed on a truth roll.
Yeah, but he's
a construct.
He's a little man. He's gonna raise his hand too.
Okay.
I mean, I might have to elbow
He
him.
puts them both up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Jeffrey, this is not dabbing time. This is just fin raising time.
I double didn't do it. So between Scarlet and Acacia, you look around to see seemingly everybody in here is raising their hands. What I would note, because I believe Acacia's was like a 26 or something
Yes.
like that. What you would know, let me see where you are standing, especially from where you are standing, you would note that the elven princess to your southwest is raising her hand, but also is like manipulating her other hand, and there's just something somatic about it, is what I will say.
Oh, it's the fucking princess?
And Mikyl, with your insight, with Proximus's insight, you would see that the lizard folk are more so just looking around at this point. Like, they don't necessarily seem offended. The Tritons look offended, but in a very disappointed way. Because this was all supposed to be to gain allies, and this is definitely a sign of weakness. Is what you're kind of picking up, is to be attacked in your own throne room and then just collect everybody, including the people that didn't do it. And it's not a real big sign of strength right now for them to want to align themselves.
Right.
You can see that the council members are darting eyes all around, trying to see really anything that they can. The Coalinth are mostly just chatting amongst themselves. They raise their hands real quick, but seem to be looking for a way out. At this point, you're almost picking up insight that they're seeing if they could maybe fight their way out at this point. The eel folk also look incredibly angry and disrespected, and then the Lokatha mostly are just staring at the Coalinth with staring daggers, and then the princess and her high commander really look nonplussed at this. The commander is standing very still. He raised his hand. But the princess is looking very demure, I should say.
As soon as I notice that, I'd like to ping literally everyone except me, our arcane spellcasters. Hey, direct your attention as subtly as possible to the princess. What kind of somatic command is she doing? With the hand that's on near her side? If you can see. I don't know if you can, but...
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
I'm sorry. Yes, this was just while she was raising her hand. So, she only it's as long as she raises her hand. So you could do an insight perception with disadvantage, because as soon as her hand goes down, she's going to stop doing it. So it's as you go to catch that.
Can I try and push an image mentally as
Yeah.
well as I can?
Just
Yeah.
ask another
Yeah, for
question
sure.
and get everyone to raise their hands again. Do the YMCA.
It's so fun to stay there. You are kind of in a YMCA pool right now, I guess, a little bit.
Great.
But yeah, I asked that question to all the arcane spellcasters.
You will, if you cast spells, may
Yep.
roll an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Ooh, mine's already terrible.
26. I have a plus 10.
15.
Wow, 14.
Winnie, with that roll, I think you're going to pick up on something here. Let me take a look.
Probably have to
So-
blame my brother for this education.
So what you're picking up on is this is a very well-adept magic user. You're kind of trying to pick up on what the spell is, and what I'm going to say is, you know, it has a somatic component, and from what you can get from Acacia's like vision that she has pushed through, it has the coloration to it just slightly that you would be able to note, because all magic has a certain color to it. That this is likely a hallucinatory, or no, what's the word?
Illusion?
Illusion. Thank you. Yeah, it's illusory magic. It's been forever. I forgot what illusions were.
I don't know what it is. This is like all mental, right? This conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In kind. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's some sort of illusion. I don't know how to see what it's being cast on or see through it. I don't think.
Common sense in what I would do, saying she's a hand that isn't really raising. You know what I mean? But also, I'm not about to start yelling and accusing royalty. That was whose family just tried to get shanked, so I'm keeping my mouth shut.
This is the princess from the other kingdom. I should
Oh,
note.
same,
Yes.
same thing though. A
Yeah.
dignitary and a princess are two different things.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so she's basically acting as ambassador with her like high commander, who both came here from the Elven kingdom that is to the northwest, called Ost Anoram. So this is like the next Sea Elven kingdom over that Fall Emerald's trying to create. Like, hey, come on, alliance, please.
Hey, alliance.
Yes. Hey, you know,
Hey.
something, right?
Oh my gosh.
So, which is the only reason she's in this pool.
We're New York, they're New Jersey.
Oh, gross. Yeah.
Okay.
Virgin tunnel trash. Yeah.
Wow. We apologize to our New Jersey or New York viewers.
Or New York, both of them, all of them.
All of it.
Just apologize to all of our viewers.
But yeah, I'm not about to start accusing royalty. You know? Maybe you can talk to your war hero brother later, but I'm keeping my mouth shut.
GM, how much do I know about the other kingdom's royal family? Like, is
Roll
she
history.
is a known like arcanist? 15.
15, I mean, that's like you got an A in history class. You know, it's above average. So you would know the king and queen. You would know that this is one of their two children. So they have a son and a daughter. You know that the son is much more militarily apt, as a lot of king and queens are wont to do. They put them in the knight track. So you would know that the son is like training to be a knight. The daughter is kind of in like, unfortunately to say, but the marriage track. That does involve magic, I will say, because, you know, a lot of magic can be useful when it comes to being a regent or a dignitary of any type, whether you can recognize magic being cast or whether you can cast magic to assist yourself. And magic is a thing of comfort, and it's very common in Sea Elven communities and most Elven communities. So you would know she likely is a spellcaster of some sort. But again, this is a pretty high level, because she cast an illusion, presumably, allegedly cast an illusion that Acacia couldn't see through. Is the other thing. Acacia rolled so high on perception, but was able to note that she was casting a spell, not see through the spell itself.
While they're sorting through this, yeah, I guess I'll add that, like, there's not really anything super notable about her that I know. Like, she's not known for being I don't know, like this big sea witch or anything. While we're having this discussion, Winnie is going to reach into little Jeffrey's mouth and pull out her jar of honey and some, I don't know, crackers from her, like, whatever those, like, ration packs are, and start snacking.
A couple of the guards see you reach into Jeffrey's mouth, and immediately spears are pointed at you because they think you're grabbing for a weapon.
That's fine. She'll offer them some crackers and honey.
When they see that Jeffrey has a bag of holding in his mouth, the guards actually say, "Ma'am, I'm incredibly sorry, but we need to confiscate your... that."
My little Jeffrey? Can he just, like, hang out over there? Because he's not really good with strangers.
It's either that or you turn out your bag of holding in case you are hiding additional enemies or weapons inside of it.
Oh, well, that would be really risky for the other enemies, I think. But, yeah, sure. She'll just pull it out of his mouth and dump it on the floor.
Do you dump it on the floor or in the water?
They mean turn out. So essentially turn it inside out and dump everything out of the bag of holding.
Yeah, I know. That's why
Okay,
I said
so
dump it. Yeah.
You're emptying the bag of holding into the water?
Yeah,
Do you
well, I
remember
mean,
all
I
the
get
things you
to
had in the
keep...
bag of holding?
Yeah, thanks to D&D Beyond, it has its own little,
What? Eva, why don't you go ahead and list all the stuff that's now, like, just flotsam and jetsam.
I like how you say that, like, I have... Okay, so, there is an alchemy jug. There is there's 3 small vials. There is a half plate of armor, a gallon of honey, a net, 1 net, and some studded leather armor that I still have for some reason. I could probably get rid of that. In the bag of holding, yes.
That's all you have?
Like,
well, and the
cool
rations
boys.
and, like, yeah.
Your money?
Oh, shit, yeah, and my money.
Okay. Anything that is heavy, like the gold, is going to fall to the bottom of the pool. Everything else that can kind of float, like pool boys, they are going to fish out with their spears and set it aside.
Okay, I mean, as long as I get it back. Do I get a receipt?
It's sitting right here. Yes.
Okay,
Assuming you are not guilty, you will be able to keep eyes on it the entire time.
What about my, like, metal stuff?
You may fish it from the bottom, should you wish.
Thank you. And I'll just have little Jeffrey go down and get it. I assume I can keep my bag.
No, they're taking the bag of holding.
Fine. Then I'll ask him to...
They just had an extra dimensional space.
Yeah, but it's empty! What am I gonna do? Like, add something inside the bag of holding? Is that possible? Can I do that? Is that a skill I didn't know I had?
Can you do what?
Like, add something into the bag of holding now that it's been emptied out? No, I don't think I can.
What do you mean? What do you mean add something?
Well, I mean, now that they know it's empty, yeah. Now that it's empty, what secrets can it possibly hold?
The bag man. Anyway,
Is that the pool water?
Yeah. All right. I'll just have little Jeffrey move the metal stuff with everything else, because what the hell am I going to do with half plate and studded leather armor? I could wear it. Oh, I guess my mithril armor would also be in there because I'm not wearing it. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job of moving my stuff around.
Updating it.
Updating it. Yeah, so there would also be mithril half plate. It's fine. Do I get to keep my crackers and honey? If you're going to keep us here, the least you could do is feed us, because
If you don't, she's just going to keep complaining.
I think her stomach growls to punctuate this.
He rumbles through the water. Yeah, the guards just are, again, like if they could stare straight ahead and roll their eyes at the same time, that is the expression that you're getting. They don't stop you from eating your crackers, your soggy crackers and watered down honey.
Are the patrons still like bickering at this point?
I mean, yeah, there's like everybody's staring at everybody else like, you're clearly the one who did this. Just fess up. You're making this harder for everybody. But there's also, I would say, going with the 19 they had for insight, there's a level of fear here because there's an assassin that you're in assassin soup. You're all just standing in chest deep water, and like a bay leaf, there's an assassin just spicing it up.
A pinch of salt and boil.
Evil minestrone. All of you in there.
Through the mind link, I'll just say, so Acacia, you noticed doing the hand gestures during when I asked a question?
When you asked everyone to raise their hands if you did not bring the mirror, is when she was casting magic and raising her hand.
So I should ask more questions?
If you can, you're doing a better job than the guards right now.
That's because no one should ever let this go for a guard's job. The guards are useless figureheads. Okay, let's go. I will walk to the middle of the pool like I own the place. Like one does.
Marcus comes with you.
Raise your hand if you had innocent intent of coming to this party.
And I would say, again, all of the hands go up. If you would like to do... Yeah, thanks, Eva. If you would like to do perception or insight, you may do so. If you are looking at the... if you have a goal in mind, I will grant advantage on this. Because you're not just looking around at this point. So if Acacia is looking directly at the princess...
Yes.
Winnie would
Yeah,
I'm
also
just sitting there baiting people. I'll let everybody else do the looking. I'm just there being the...
I'd like to mentally prep myself too, but I'll let you know if I...
Cool.
So I got a 22 on perception.
26 again.
Nice.
Nat 20 for 26.
Okay. Acacia and Winnie both got 26. Proximus, you got the 22. So, Proximus, I'm going to say you can see that she is, if you're looking at the princess, she is casting a spell between Winnie and Acacia. You can see through the illusion at this point. And the illusion is the hand being raised. And what you see now is it's not just her hand that is technically not being raised, that it's an illusion that it is. It's also her high captain. So she is now doubled down on making this spell.
Winnie, super quick. I need you to tell me this as soon as possible. Who has the most arcane knowledge here that can be trusted by the rulers of your kingdom? That is present right now.
That is a super good question, and I am answering immediately. But I probably need to do a history check.
One of the counselors is an archmage.
Oh, good. Then I will point them out.
Okay. Yeah, it's Archmage Nevis, who is, we can say, just the second one. So this one, Rachiel.
And where is he on the map? In accordance with us and the princess?
Like the same horizontal line as the lizard folk. So just the one right above the gold helmet.
And where's the princess?
Princess is right down here. This blue and white tiara.
Okay. Scarlet, get ready to answer another question. Ask another question that'll incriminate her. And I cut the mind link. And I connect to Nevis.
Okay.
Hi, Counselor Nevis. Please do not react, but next time Scarlet asks a question, please keep your eye on the princess of the neighboring elf kingdom. And keep an eye out for magic, please. Illusion, specifically.
And her eyes, you would see dart. Her head doesn't really turn, just a little bit, until she kind of like, if you're looking at her, she'll try to lock eyes with you. Like, who
I'll
the
lock
hell
eyes
is
with her.
talking to me? Okay, and she'll just give a little nod.
All right, one more to help our guards out because they're doing such a wonderful job. Raise your hand if you have ever seen that. If you have never seen that mirror a day in your life.
You've never seen that mirror a day in your life. I would say none of you get to raise your hand on that because you have all seen the mirror.
Oh well, prior to the party.
There we go. Okay.
Prior to the incident, officer.
With that question, I don't mean to be that person, but
Scarlet wouldn't fuck up. Let's be real here.
If we're looking for truth, this is, I'm thinking of these characters trying any loophole there would be. So okay, with that, again, spell is cast. I'm gonna roll for Nevis to see what they're able to pick up. I'm gonna give them advantage because they are looking directly where you indicated, and they got a nat 20. Okay. I think with that, Nevis will see what you saw, lock eyes with you again. I have noted. Thank you.
I just do the slightest mental nod.
And with that, if you're paying attention to Nevis, you would see that she leans over to High Commander Galdon. And he just nods. He looks to all of you. It appears as if you all were able to solve this for yourselves, much as we had anticipated. Put enough people together who want to find the truth, and the truth will be known. You all are free to go. If you wouldn't mind exiting through the top stairs, please.
I want to bow before I leave.
Whitney starts clapping
Just
and then
a smart ass small bow, not into the water.
It's not a noble bow. It's just like a you're fucking welcome.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stay behind to help Winnie get her shit.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to move some stuff on the map here. The Tritons are going to be the first ones out here. The Coalinth aren't far behind. Let's see. Winnie, you would probably be gathering your shit. Let's see, right around here. It's Jeffrey. Yes.
While people are like gathering or like getting ready to depart, does it seem like there's still any like there's the usual distrust, but does it seem like anyone's still sort of like amped up about the earlier disagreement and like casting aspersions? Like, does it seem like a fight is still brewing?
Roll for insight, please.
11?
Kind of hard to tell. You can. I think what you're picking up the most is that there is a sense of relief that they all get to leave. I think even from what Winnie's picking up, since everybody gets to leave, they've kind of forgotten about the assassin. Maybe they found them somewhere else. It wasn't any of us to begin with. This is all just, oh, I need your name and badge number kind of shit. You know, how dare you? Do you know who I am? Do you know who my daddy is? Kind of stuff. Let's move the Katha and Eelfolk. I will say the one thing that Winnie picks up on, the merfolk are still staring daggers at Scarlet, especially because Scarlet put herself at the center and took attention, and they just can't abide by that.
I do, if I see them or walk past them, I do just want to like stare them down and just boo. Just walk away.
Do you actually say boo?
Yeah. For sure.
Proximus
Absolutely.
walks behind her and hisses.
Look, I could have used thaumaturgy, but I figured, not
Right.
actually using magic to scare them was even funner.
Scarlet, go ahead and roll intimidation.
Oh, I'm proficient in that. 24.
So when you spoke back to them before, there was very much like, again, pearl clutching, one kind of turning the other like, oh, how dare you sort of thing. When you go boo and kind of like lunge at them a little bit, there's fear in these merfolk eyes. And again, these merfolk look different than Scarlet does. Scarlet has a very humanoid form, even when when she takes her merfolk form, like coloration changes, she gets the fins, webcams, all that kind of stuff. But when she's out of the water, she looks very humanoid. Even out of the water, these merfolk have like coalescent, like almost like an anemone. They look like they would be able to blend in and camouflage with a natural coral reef. And like even their hair has like spines and like threads to it that looks like it would be part of an anemone or a coral. They have this pink and blue coloration. And yeah, absolutely, you see fear in their eyes, and they go to call for the guards before they realize the guards are just trying to get everybody out and don't really notice. I'm going to get the Eelfolk out. We will get the Lokatha. And the merfolk. So it is when the and feel free to move your own tokens wherever you think that they would be. It is when the foreign captain and princess go to step out that the guards step in front of them. And Nevis says, I don't think you will be going any further. And your High Commander Galdan says, guards, please, if you would be so kind, arrest these individuals. Arrest these assassins. And it is at this point that the princess turns around and you would see her just smile, kind of like presenting to the the group, everybody here. And she says, unfortunately, it seems that my illusion is not quite good enough. I did try. I want you all to know that. Oh well, little losses here or there. Ultimately, it's not really the end, is it? Well, perhaps we can turn a little loss into a big win. And at this point, she begins to change.
No.
Way too intense, way too fast. No, don't like that.
I was so stressed.
You would see her form begin to shift and enlarge, and this sea elf visage begins to become even scalier and more Piscine. She's still, I would say, beautiful, but in a terrifying way, as her limbs begin to stretch and the dress about her changes and adapts into this gown of just drooping jewels and just dripping gold. And she grows in a size category, which is the first thing. And actually, I'm going to take the princess off the board, and we're going to pull up the icon for her. There we go. And as she does that, her guard, her captain, begins to change as well. You would watch as his body essentially liquefies in his armor. This form that he had, much like a sea elf, becomes ocean water, wearing armor, a sea or a water elemental. And I'm going to take him off the board as well. And we will now have a large water elemental. Please roll for initiative. And this is the resolution of our black spot.
Oh, no.
Thanks to Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch. Thanks.
As she's changing, can I just look and just so you know, you remind me of somebody I used to know. I'm getting very big Eula vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bit.
thanks.
19.
13.
Wow. Okay.
6.
Also 6. Yay.
Well, I actually need something to write on. There we go.
Great
Okay,
proxy
so
tag team.
Acacia had 19. Winnie had 13.
Yeah.
Okay. And then between Scarlet and Proximus, do you care who goes first?
Proxy can go first.
Okay. So Proximus, Scarlet, and then. All right. Cool. Okay. Sorry. I had everything pulled up except for the water elemental for some reason. I thought I did. So let me pull that up since they are going first. There we go. Okay. This is a water elemental myrmidon. So whereas a typical water elemental would just be water, this one actually is in armor and does produce a weapon made of like partially solidified water as well, almost like they are able to create ice out of their body. So this one is going to strike out. Let me take a look at the map here and see who's closest. Hey, Acacia, you were right there. This thing is large enough that it is going to try to attack you with its trident. So
That's
we've got
fair.
3 attacks.
On the first one, I am going to use Uncanny Dodge.
Okay. So that is 17, a 13, and a 14.
Only
And
the
what's
first
your
one
armor?
hits.
Only the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
You were going to take. What is it? What is that? 1d6 plus 4 or 8. Okay. You were going to take 8 points of force damage to you. And at that. Okay. That's going to be the end of its turn for this moment. So
Is 8 halved or not halved?
8 is not half, so it would be
All right,
4 in
thank
total.
you.
And Acacia, it is your turn.
Oh, fucking hell. What's her face? What do I know what she is?
We can do this for free, so what will be a good one? Let's roll for Arcana for this.
Yeah, I don't got...
maybe history.
I have a history bonus.
Okay, we can do history.
22.
I wouldn't say nature. Okay, with 22, you would probably lean back into the stories your dads used to tell you. And this individual looks a lot like what they would tell you that certain djinn look like, especially Marids.
Okay, cool beans.
So yeah, she looks like a Marid.
Okay, so there is some cursing, and then like all of y'all next to me, which I think is just Winnie, see my legs bunch up, and I leap into the water next to both of them. My staff in my hand, shining, sparkling, going to hit them very hard. Mechanically, that means I'm casting Shillelagh for my bonus action. But what really happens is I smack them really hard, and actually, I'd like to move over. I'd like to get in the middle, if that's okay. Jump over them. I'd like to cast Thunderwave.
Okay.
Which is not, I know it's not
it.
very strong, but it's a save. It's a save. Con save 15.
Con save 15. Okay. So the first, that is a 16 from the Marid, and from the water elemental, that is a 21.
Okay. So there's a lot of loud, thunderous clap, and probably a lot of water moving. And I just look confused. Very confused. That is 9 damage, unfortunately.
Okay. Nine's still good. And yeah, you would watch as a pretty decent amount of water is shoved out of the pool around you as this wave emanates from your body. Anything else for your turn?
Be confused why I'm casting magic.
Perfect. Free action. With that, Winnie, it is your turn.
Well, Winnie's been going through her stuff, right? So, I think she's probably got her net right there, and she's just gonna wing it onto, I assume this is the Myrmidon?
The Myrmidon is the one with the helmet. The
Yeah.
lamp is the genie. Yeah. The djinn. The
It-
Marid.
Makes less sense to go after her. I'm a wing it. Can I wing it? It's large or smaller?
It is a large creature, so yeah.
Okay. I think it's 14.
Okay. A 14 does not hit.
Okay.
So
That's cool. I am going to... What royal family here? What royal family of mine is still here?
oh, what full royal
Sorry,
family?
yeah.
The royal family, the king and queen are not in the room.
Okay.
So you have the council, which technically aren't royalty, but they are like higher regents, dignitaries, and you have the high commander,
Is
who is
my-
also part of the council.
Brother's still in the room.
Yeah, your brother is down at the far end from where you are.
Okay. Then I'm gonna just use my bonus action to cast Sanctuary on him, because I'm pretty sure if it was on him before, it's gone now. And
Okay. On Siren?
yeah, wasn't he
Okay.
hurt?
Yeah. I'm just making sure I knew who you were.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Roland's gone, so yeah.
Right.
And then if I back up, I'm not close enough for an opportunity attack, right?
You're well. Let me see what their range is. Your range.
It's hard
is-
with different size categories. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, you are not within range.
Okay, then I'm just gonna back up over here, and I'm gonna ask little Jeffrey to just move back a little eensy bit.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Okay. I'm going to have basically everybody from Fall Amarillo and all the NPCs go on just one turn. So while I'm moving them, basically what's going to happen is the captain is going to try to get all of the council members out. As he can fight, they can't. The guards are going to be trying to, at least the ones that are closest, are going to try to rush to your assistance. But the High Delphion and all of the other guards down here are mostly looking to prevent this thing from getting out. So while I am doing that, Proximus, it is your turn.
As a bonus action, I am going to cast Aura of the Infinite Seas. Anyone in, I think we have Scarlet and yeah, 30 feet around. You are going to get
30 feet diameter or a radius?
radius, 30 feet radius. You see incorporeal water expand from Proximus. He is going to give you 11 temporary hit points.
I'm in range.
You are.
I'm in range. How many was 11?
11, yes.
Thank you.
And then I am going to move. I am going to go up 20 feet and back 10. as I fly, and then I am going to cast at 3rd level. This would be better with a weapon, then I could do my forms, but of course. Lightning bolt, straight across.
Okay.
Missing Winnie because she moved back and.
Okay, so like right there, just barely wigging the guard. Okay, we can say that the lightning bolt does not hit the guard.
I am up 20 feet,
Right.
so
Right.
I'm shooting down.
Right. So, how high up are you?
20 feet?
20 feet? Okay. Okay. Here's the thing. You will be striking into the water, which we did determine that lightning damage does expand and double in the water. You will hit Acacia.
Up. Fuck him up. Fuck him up, Proxy.
You see as he does hand signals, and then the lightning bolt comes from his forehead gem. Gosh dang it, yeah.
I like to imagine we're doing furious. I'm looking at each other.
I'm looking at you like, are you sure?
Kill them.
Okay. And lightning bolt it is. Dexterity saving throw 17.
Okay. So Acacia, good thing you have good dex. Let's see. The
I'm
Marid
gonna reroll.
fails.
I'm gonna go roll at advantage because I just got a nat 1.
Oh.
The Marid fails. The Myrmidon
I
also
still fail.
fails.
Wait, am I in your aura? I'm not in your aura, am I? Your paladin aura.
I don't think it goes that far.
Yeah,
think it does.
doesn't- No.
Yeah,
It's
I
10
fail. I
feet.
got a 13.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fine.
So what is the damage on that, Proxy?
Right. Oh. There's 35 points of lightning damage.
Okay. So that is doubled. So that is 70 points of lightning damage to those in the water. So that will go towards Acacia, and that will go towards the water elemental.
Can we say that it would be halved because she's not in the direct line?
She is in the direct line, though, because again, it is doubled.
Expanded.
So where it would typically be 5 feet,
It would
is
be
10 feet.
10 feet.
Yeah.
I'm looking
girl.
fried, but I'm alive. I'm at 10 hit points. It's fine.
Acacia, what I would note for you with your passive perception is that the Marid does not take the full damage. They seem to absorb a decent amount of it. Okay. With that, Scarlet, it is your turn.
No lightning. Got it.
Yep.
Indeed, a decent amount against the Myrmidon, but yeah, it's the Marid seem to be resistant, you might say.
Yeah. Shit. I've only got a Warlock's best friend because I have no spell slots. I used them all. I lied. Wait a second.
I am also using the swashbuckler stats for Marcus if you would like him to do anything as well. So it doesn't make him real buff, but
Does make him
he's
dumb and strong.
he's a
Ish.
CR3 monster. CR3 swashbuckler.
I am going to shit. I'm gonna use Tasha as the wordly guys.
Okay.
I am immune to poison in the poison condition.
Mhm.
I lied. Nope. I'm immune to radiant necrotic damage, and I'm immune to being the charmed.
Okay.
I have wings that give me flying speed. I don't use that though. +2 to my AC. And I can attack twice.
Okay.
That is my bonus action.
Okay.
Yes. So that does mean I get to go ahead and do my things. And previously
Mhm.
discussed last season, we did agree that Eldritch Blast could be I could Eldritch Blast twice with this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Just wanted to remind everyone.
I appreciate that.
So I'm going to move I'm going to move off to the side there.
Mhm.
Ugh. I cannot hit the Myrmidon without hitting Acacia. So I will aim both blasts on our Marid friend.
Yeah.
And pray like hell that they hit. Natural 19
That
on
hits.
1. And a 16 on the other.
16 total?
Yes.
16 does not hit.
Okay. Noted. So the one that does hit is 12 points of damage. Force damage.
Okay.
And then the second attack, the one fails, but the other is an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Okay. That is 7 points of damage.
Right. Okay. Marid is still looking. I mean, it took some damage from that lightning, but still looking a lot better than the Myrmidon. The Myrmidon's looking real rough. I mean, it was crackling for quite some time after that lightning bolt struck. It is now. Did you want Marcus to do anything on his turn?
Yeah, whatever a swashbuckler can manage.
He's got a sword and he's got a dagger. He has suave defense. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of blocked from doing anything. He doesn't have any ranged attacks. He can cast Firebolt. We can have him cast Firebolt.
Sure. Sounds like a fantastic idea.
Yeah, he's a fire genasi. Fire genasi going to do something. I'll have him do some fire damage. While I'm doing that, we're going to be back to. Actually, I'm sorry. It is now the Marid's turn. So,
did the rest of everybody else go?
Yeah, I basically had them all kind of mobilize and roll a little bit of damage here.
Okay.
These are not high-level guards. They are all CR2, so there's been... I should say, they all at least were trying to block off this Marid from moving. There's a couple of spear attacks. A couple did land. A couple of spear attacks attempted on the water elemental Myrmidon that did not hit. Everybody else is, again, trying to get everyone else out and flee.
Do I still have Lena?
Lena's
my sister.
Lena's down here with your family, who Siren is kind of holding back and not really letting them go for it. If you want Lena to push past, we can do that.
Enable your sister.
How far away is she?
She is from you, Lena, 75 feet. Okay. Just can, yeah. One will hit. Okay. 8 second damage. Okay. Rolled
Eva,
a
are
22.
you muted?
I absolutely was muted. I'm so sorry.
So what we're doing right now is Winnie is utilizing her sister, who is a blade singer wizard, to cast Tasha's Mind Whip on the Marid. So we're dealing with damage right now. The Marid did roll a 22 for their
Okay.
save.
Just kidding. Then she's gonna sulk next to her brother for now.
Sulk she does. Yeah, if you want to do anything else with Lena or anybody in your family, or also B, we'll resolve that on Winnie's turn. We can consider that, along with Jeffrey, just Winnie's small zoo of assistants. Okay, so do we have a straight line? Not really. I think what I'm going to have the Marid do is they're going to cast gaseous form on herself. She is going to cast gaseous form on herself. So she is going to become incorporeal, and you would watch as she basically walks right through the guards and goes almost like floating at this point, smiling at all of you towards one of the nearest windows. These are all windows over here. So I'm going to give her movement. She has 60 feet of fly speed. So I'm going to put her just right there. And she is going to wait there for a moment. That is basically all she can really do for her turn, because that is her action. So she is I'm sorry, she only has I wonder how that works. I guess in gaseous form she only has a movement of 10 feet. So I will move her right there. Excuse me. So while she is in this form, she can occupy the space of another creature. She has resistance to non-magical damage, advantage on all the physical saving throws. She can pass through small holes, narrow openings, even mere cracks, and treats it as if she was liquid. And she can't fall or remains hovering in the air, even if stunned or incapacitated. So with that, we're back to top of the order with the water elemental. I'm sorry, give me a second here. Excuse me, it's something in my throat. Okay. Water elemental, with the guards facing down on it, is going to use its freezing strike. It fully freezes this trident that it is wielding, and it is going to do its multi-attack at them. So those are hits, and that is a hit. So we're going to do this. Actually, both of these Sea Elf guards are stabbed through, basically run through right in front of Winnie. With a final attack going after Acacia, as Acacia, you would watch as like almost the armor begins to spin around the water, twisting and reforming to face you, and this trident comes to strike down at you, fully frozen, looking real nasty. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is going to do 11 points of cold damage.
All right. That is 2 points more than I'm down.
Okay.
It's fine.
So Acacia goes down. Acacia, are you wearing your
Yes.
helm or anything?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you don't have to worry about Acacia drowning. That's good.
That would be bad.
With that, then, Acacia, give me a death save. It is your turn.
Cool bead. Let's go. That's a success.
Wonderful. One success for Acacia. With that, Winnie, it is your turn.
Winnie is going to shove little Jeffrey in the direction of Acacia, and he is going to put his little fins on either side of her face. He's not going to do mouth to mouth, probably.
Please don't.
He's his own person. And he's going to convey Cure Wounds for, 22 points of healing.
Oh, shit.
You got the little Jeffrey special.
I love Jeffrey.
So Keisha, your centaur form kind of collapses underneath this strike, and you go underneath the water. Little Jeffrey diving in after you like a bullet, and you like subconsciously you feel these little metal hands gripping your face and kind of squishing your cheeks a little better, and you awaken to this like metal toothed grin, going, "Feel better." Pop! And
Thanks, Jeffrey. Thank you.
He gives you his version of a thumbs up. The guards in front of me, they're dead, or are they like...
oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah, yeah. They both basically got shish kebabbed right in front of you.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to... Are there... Oh god. Has anyone else taken damage, like, in this sphere between... Oh god. Any of the guards by the, Merid?
None of those guards have taken damage.
Okay.
Unless they took damage in the previous fight, which that was 5 weeks ago. I don't remember.
I am going to move... Nope, I'm gonna stay where I am. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm going to have... Lena is going to try Mind Whip one more time on the Myrmidon. Intelligence 13.
On the Myrmidon or the Marid?
She can't reach the Marid. Also...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, intelligence... I'm sorry, one more time?
13. Saving throw.
13. It rolled a 7, has a -1, so that is a 6. It does not succeed.
5 psychic damage.
5 psychic damage. Okay.
Yeah. And now she's just going to be smug as a bonus action.
Always... Yeah, that's just free action. Yeah. Great. Okay. Winnie, then it is the Fall Amarillions, and I think that these guards are going to try to strike at this Marid. They will have basically disadvantage in all of their attacks, I think is what it was, or it's... I just forgot what I said. They have... Small animals, occupy... Okay, Mist Cloud... Okay. Oh, jeez. Only form of movement is flying. It enters space, has resistance to non-magical damage. Okay. And it already had resistance to non-magical damage, so it takes no damage. Basically gained immunity to all non-magical damage, so you would watch as these guards are trying to run it through with their spears, and it's literally like stabbing a cloud. There's no effect. Great. So that's pretty much it for the Fall Amarillions. Proximus, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to move the 25 feet forward and then drop the rest of the way. Yeah, I'll use gosh. Can I reach Acacia by that?
I
What's
feel
your
like,
movement speed?
like, are you trying to like come to me like to heal me?
What's that?
Are you trying to get to me to heal me?
Oh yeah, he feels super guilty.
You get the
Like-
dirtiest look. Like, you're a fucking heavy hitter. Stop worrying about me.
Yeah,
You did see
Proximus, I
Jeffrey.
swear to fucking gods, if you heal me, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
You did see Jeffrey essentially save Acacia, and you would be able to reach her should you want.
Oh gosh.
You just electrocuted them. You're a heavy hitter.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You're. Yeah. Okay. You're in my way. I want you to get out of the way. I just want you out of the way. Walking for whatever reason, I don't know.
Christopher swimming. Yeah.
So
Thank
I
you
am
and good
going
night.
to. Yeah, and we're done here. I am going to use 2 sorcery points so that I can quicken a spell. As bonus action, I will cast Chromatic Orb at, let's see, why not make it 3rd level? And that's going to be fire damage. So that is a natural 18 plus 9, 27 to hit.
And who are you hitting?
The starts with the M.
The Marrit or the Myrmidon? They both start with M's.
The guard or the princess?
The guard. I
Okay.
I don't have anything for the princess besides a shadow blade, and I'm not close enough.
And you said it was fire damage?
Fire damage, yes.
It does not take any damage. It is a water elemental.
Oh well, fuck. Why did I choose that? I should have chose lightning. All right. Well, here we are. And then
You still can if you want. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't want to like make you feel.
Well, I
like
said
you
it out
missed an
loud,
opportunity.
yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like
whatever reason I
Proximus
thought it
wouldn't
was
make
ice.
this.
Yeah, I thought it was ice, like a cold elemental. Like I don't know why I thought.
It's a little bit of both because it was able to solidify its trident in ice. So
Right.
I will say this: I will grant this because I don't want to make it feel like it was a bad move. You would watch as your chromatic orb basically smacks against this water myrmidon, creates steam, and you would watch as their fully iced trident, which was doing more damage, desolidifies and becomes watery once again. So essentially, you've reduced its attack through the chromatic orb.
And then realizing that Proximus didn't use it adequately, he's going to do it again. 16 and 9, that's 25 to hit. And that will be lightning. No? Is that still too close to you?
But a lightning is just like, it's like a ball, and if it's expanded and doubled
Right.
on a 10, like if it was,
It's
assuming
a 4-inch
it's like a
diameter. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that should not hit me.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's going to affect Acacia.
So I need. Oops. $16. That is 24 points of lightning damage. He's all hesitant now. That is, say again? That is not double.
Okay, so 24, so 48 points. This had 43 points, hit points left. So what does this look like? When you use a chromatic orb, you first taken away this thing's icy trident, and like if this thing doesn't have a face, it's like a Spartan-esque helmet with water underneath. But if this thing could give you a look, like how dare you? And then you shoot another chromatic orb of lightning at it, and go ahead and describe how this thing goes away.
Proximus lands from his flight 20 feet down, and he does like kind of a lob softball of the fire orb. It's about a softball size, so it kind of lobs in, and then he throws he takes a couple steps forward and tosses a fastball of lightning. So it hits the top of his head. And it starts to steam, and as soon as the steam kind of rises and he sticks his head out, the lightning hits him straight in the face.
Perfect. Just like the smell of ozone in the air as this water elemental just explodes, evaporates, dissipates its armor, turning into steam as it does. And
then I will move towards Acacia. Even though she's giving me a glare.
Okay, feel free to move your token on that. And with that, Scarlet, it is your turn.
The guards are blocking me. Road.
It's also tall. It's large.
You're right. You are right. You are absolutely correct. So, again, the only thing that I have left in my arsenal is Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm.
How is she looking? She look like she's been affected at all? Is she looking rough at all?
I wouldn't say so. She's looking misty, real misty.
Real misty?
Yeah.
Neat.
She's a literal cloud.
18 and 22.
18 hits, 22 hits.
Cool. Olive? I don't know if anyone
Don't
can
throw the
hear,
guinea
but
pig at the
Maybe.
she's talking to me.
She's cheering you on.
Merits are
Little
weak
guinea
to
pig.
guinea pigs.
Yeah. 12 points on
Mhm.
one, 10 points on the other.
So 22 in total.
And then I
Okay.
have my second attack. That is a 17 and a nat 1.
17 just hits, and that one obviously does not.
One of the guards jumps up and does something I just completely miss. That is another 12 points of damage, though.
Yeah, Scarlet hears a guinea pig, almost like from another dimension, just in here. I'm sorry, how much damage was it?
12.
12, thank you. Cool. All right, anything else for your turn?
No. I feel like I'm safe where I'm at. There's no point in me getting any closer to anybody else.
With that, it is the Marid's turn. The Marid is going to move its additional 10 feet. So what is that? That's 5. It's 10. It is then going to reach out. She's going to reach out one of her hands, and with a twist, very somatically, like what Acacia had witnessed before, she's going to reach towards the throne and cast what you determine to be another illusory spell.
Can it cast spells?
Yeah, in gaseous form, I believe it doesn't have any restrictions on that.
I'm looking at it right now, and it says it can't attack or cast spells.
I'm not seeing that. Oh, the target can't talk or manipulate objects. Any objects it was carrying or holding can be dropped. Can't attack or cast spells. Literally the last thing. Okay. Let's see, and that lasts for an hour. It's concentration. Okay. I'm going to say then she drops concentration on her gaseous form. She will then cast this spell. And then she is going to use one of her special abilities to cast a secondary spell. So you all would watch, if you look to where she's casting, words begin to form in this little arched area right behind the throne, almost like carved into the rock wall behind the throne. And then if you were to watch her, she would become invisible. If any of you have any way to see invisible creatures, you may absolutely do so. Otherwise, you cannot see her. So we can go through another round here. The Myrmidon is out, so Acacia, is there anything you would like to do?
I'd like to request advantage on trying to spot her because she is no longer a gaseous form, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I did make a lot of water just kind of spill over with my thunder step.
Okay.
I'd like to keep an eye out for her stepping in the water and the waves from that to see if I can see where she's at.
Okay. So you're looking for her walking in water. Absolutely. Go ahead and go ahead and roll for perception with advantage.
I got double 12s for a 23.
Okay. What I'm going to say, 23 is pretty good. I'm going to say you would actually see her, because that was about the end of her movement, right in this area here. So she is standing pretty much on the verge of this window just at the far end of this wall. Is there anything you wanted to do on your turn?
Yeah, I'd like to charge and grapple.
Okay.
All right. Let me just double check to see if my item gives me advantage on checks or not, or if it just gives me strength. Okay, it just gives me my strength up to 21. All right, so grapple, I get a athletics roll, and she gets athletics or the other one, acrobatics.
Acrobatics, yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait, I don't roll with disadvantage. I don't roll with disadvantage. I just roll. Okay, so I got a 17.
Okay. It was a 19 on the die, and she has a +5, so it's 24.
Okay. Keeping an
but
eye
you
out.
you do at least hit something solid. She is not grappled. But yeah, you have kind of identified. So you would all watch as Acacia has at least noted where
I
this
clocked her.
Marid
I
is.
clocked her spot.
Okay. With that, we are to Winnie.
I want everyone to know I don't like this idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Also, I'm sorry to the 2 dead guards, like, right in front of me. Since I have an idea of where she is, thanks to Acacia, I would like to... Winnie hasn't done this before, so she's gonna just kind of focus and, like, hold her hands out towards this vague shape that she can see and twist her hand around, trying to visualize warping the Marid out from by the window. I want to drop her right on the guards, the dead guards, because I'm hoping a secondary effect of that would be, and I don't really remember how invisibility works. Like, would she be coated, like her feet be coated in blood? To make it
I don't
easier?
think so. She didn't. Oh, you're trying to drop her on the dead guards to get blood on her feet.
Yes. Also to pull her away from the window.
Wait, what are
Okay,
you
and,
doing? What are you using?
what spell is this?
Vortex warp.
Okay. What? First of all, let's see if it succeeds. So what is
Constitution
what do we need to do
17. And thank you for not being
Okay.
in gaseous form anymore, because that makes it a lot easier.
Constitution. Okay, so she does a +8 to Constitution. So I would have to roll, a 9 or lower,
Sure. Yes.
and that's a 14. So that is a success.
Okay. In which case, that does not work. I'm going to get closer, I guess, as close as I can without getting in Acacia's way, and pull little Jeffrey up here also. And I think that's it for me.
Okay.
Actually, final thing, is Acacia at full health? I'm guessing not.
No, not even close.
22 out of 97.
Then, as we get up close, I'm going to cast Healing Word, for 7 points. I'm sorry, that was double ones.
That's okay.
It evens out.
With that, Proximus, it is your turn.
All right, so Proximus knows where they are, ish.
You have a rough idea. Yeah, you would still have disadvantage on any physical attacks.
No. Only so much you could do, you know? I'm just gonna move 40 feet. So I'm gonna move right next to Acacia. I believe it was right there, and I'm just gonna boop her because I know she gets angry when touched, and I am going to lay on hands for 30 points of heals.
Okay, bless. Thank you.
Right behind you. Don't hit me. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And
Anything else for your turn?
as a bonus action, I'm going to cast second level Shadow Blade.
Okay.
So the Shadow
that brings
Blade.
us to
Yep.
Scarlet.
You see, your girls feel great until you can't see where you're actually supposed to be hitting someone. I'm gonna move up next to Marcus. I don't think I would have a good enough visual on them over there to really guess at where she's hiding, so I got nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
You're
could cast
doing
Eldritch
great,
Blast.
friends.
You could cast Eldritch Blast. It would be a disadvantage.
I might have something.
Okay.
I have Evard's Black Tentacles,
Mm-hmm.
and I can cast it within a 90-foot range, but it is a 20-foot cube.
Okay.
20-foot square on the ground.
So
Can I cast that where I think she would be? Or are my friends
is it-
in the way?
is it a well? I mean, they are in that 20-foot cube, so you would get Acacia and Winnie at least. You might get her as well, but is it a saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no guarantee that she's going to get caught. Potential for Acacia and Winnie, still something you can do.
I feel like both Winnie and Acacia have very high dexterity, so I feel like this is a safe bet to go ahead and just use it.
Okay.
We're gonna do that. And hope like hell their saving throws go through.
What is the saving throw?
To be fair, they're within 10 feet of me, so they do get my +5 to
Bless.
their.
Let's go.
Paladins are so
Teamwork.
good.
Dexterity.
I can't
saving
do
throw
anything, but
16.
I'll help.
You're charismatic as hell.
That was a plus what, Michael? 5?
+5,
+5.
yeah.
Damn. Yeah, dexterity saving throw
Okay.
16.
19
So-
on the die.
What happens on a success? What happens on a failure?
Yeah.
When they just have to succeed, so it's either
Okay.
yes or no.
Okay.
When you succeed, you're good, or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and be restrained by the tentacles until the spell ends.
Mm.
When he got 16.
I'm going to use my advantage, and that is a nat 20.
Damn it.
And is there anything else for your turn, Scarlet?
No.
You all have lined yourselves up so wonderfully that I can't help but
Love
do
it.
this.
Great.
Yeah.
You would watch as she drops her invisibility, and this magnificent form of this pseudo deity stands before all of you with the light of the window coming in from behind her. And she looks at all of you and says, "You are all so exhausting. I cannot wait
I've been
to
told
kill
worse.
cannot wait to kill each and every one of you and let the Leviathan feast on your souls." And with that, she is going to use her water jet. I need everybody to give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, yeah.
She is going to shoot
15.
a
Plus
60
5.
foot.
When he's not rolling so hot on the dexterities.
Oh,
18.
20 for Winnie
No, that was a 15 for Winnie. And wait, am I
with the +5.
with the +5? And did I
Okay.
get hit by the tentacles? Meter beat goes to the attacker,
Succeed.
right?
I don't think you. Well, I guess you did get hit by the tentacles if it was a 16.
Okay. Oh, so I have to take damage for that.
No, it's meter beat. You said meter beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
got 16. It was
Okay.
16. I don't
Okay.
think that I don't think anybody got hit by the tentacles.
Okay.
Winnie does not succeed. Scarlet does not succeed. Acacia, what is your dex saving throw?
29, and I'm wondering if this is something I can use uncanny dodge for, because it just says when an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack.
Yeah. You're seeing her. She is attacking you. Yes.
So
Don't
does this
forget to
mean I
roll for
don't-
Marcus.
Does this mean I don't take damage since I succeeded and did uncanny dodge? Or is it just half of a half?
A fourth.
I think it would have to be a quarter, right?
Okay, that's fine. I'll take
Yeah,
a quarter
'cause
damage.
Because I don't think it necessarily negates it entirely.
Right, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Proximus, what was your
24.
Okay. That is what you needed. So between
Wait,
Proximus,
I have evasion,
Yeah, so does little Jeffrey, who rolled a dirty
so I don't
20.
take any damage.
Jeffrey's not in the range.
Oh, okay. I thought he was between us. But he's also probably up, so alright.
Oh, fuck, I had evasion. I could have half the 70 lightning damage.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I put in chat dodge, but
It wasn't, that's not what it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
It's fine.
oh god.
Well, I remembered now I don't take damage from this. It's fine.
Okay. So Acacia, you would not take damage.
Middle
so
finger.
Acacia, you were going to watch as basically a blast of water emits from her hands, her outstretched palms, and a 60-foot long, 15-foot wide blast that is going to do 30 points of damage. For Scarlet and Winnie, as well as all of the guards who are now dead. And Marcus, you all are going to be pushed 20 feet. Acacia, I suppose you are not pushed.
Is she
nor do you
surprised
take
that I
damage.
didn't take damage?
More perturbed. You see the look on her face like you are a rock with water blasting around you. And she just looks and says, I'll just have to find another way to kill you.
How does
And
such a
with
big
that-
thing move so fast?
She dives backwards, like basically leans backwards out of this window, crashing through it.
Was
and
she
fall.
on the other side of Acacia?
She was basically, she was right here, right up against the wall here.
Oh, okay.
Right here, right up against the window. So she has
Right.
now exited. She has defenestrated herself, which is my favorite word in English, because it only means to fall out of a window. Or to be kicked out of office. But yes, she has thrown herself from the window. As let's see, Proximus, you are now about 10, 15.
What
you
floor are
back
we on?
Here. You're pretty high up. Winnie, you 5, 10, 15, 20 back here. Like I said, all these guys are, well, I guess I'll mark them all dead individually. Marcus, way back here. And
So we get moved even if we made the save?
Proximus, you did make the save. I'm sorry. No. No, you do not get moved. I apologize.
Okay. Ah, I hate
How
the
is
fact
Marcus
that
looking?
I mean, he's a fire genasi who just got doused in water.
'Cause he was not doing too hot prior.
He's still
Charmander.
standing, but yeah, that definitely that wasn't great. He's holding a wound at this point.
Commander. Eva.
At that, we're
Wait.
out of combat.
Was I
Yes.
next?
That was no. Acacia was next.
Okay.
Can I look out? Can I lean out the window and
Yeah, I'm gonna run
see
out
what's
to
going on?
Run to the window.
As you look out the window immediately after she has fallen outwards, you do not see her.
Not even okay. Just don't see in general.
Yeah, she has a number of spells that I could use to
That's
make
fair.
her not there at this moment. So it's just deciding which one of this. You do not know where she went. I would say there is no role I can think of that would have you reason without seeing what she did. So she fell out the window, and then whether she turned into water, whether she plane shifted, whether she turned invisible again, you're not really sure. You cannot see where she went.
Fair.
Okay. Well, while I change the music, I'm going to note that
Winnie
there
would like
is.
to jump out the window.
What? Why?
She has Featherfall, doesn't she?
Yeah, no, that's actually a very good point. Winnie does not have Featherfall. How many stories up? This is an important question.
I would say then you are probably 6-ish stories up to.
Okay.
I mean, there's layers to this building, right? Because this is a castle. It's a palace. So I mean,
Okay.
it is probably a couple of stories to the next landing. You could fall much
Nope,
further than
that's
that
fine.
should
Winnie
you wanted.
is going to jump out as far as she can so she doesn't hit anything on the way down. Ideally, as she's falling, she would like to, like, as her foot leaves the window, she would like to cast gaseous form on herself to mitigate damage, because it's the only thing she has.
Okay.
With that, let me get to the sea quickly. Like, I'm assuming it's like the open ocean, more or less. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of like the surface of the water where the rest of Falls
yeah,
Emerald would be.
it's not like
underneath.
a still pool. Like, we couldn't see if she had hit the water or not, right?
I would say, if Winnie doesn't even want to do this, there's no like ripples. There's no break in the water to indicate she would have gone into the water.
Okay. So it's still enough we would be able to tell that.
Yes, because you're in the palace. It's not necessarily open ocean. There's more like fountains and things like that, water features, which are built in.
Sure.
Yes,
Okay.
I would say there is literally no sign of her on this plane.
I thought it was like crashing waves or something. So yeah, if we couldn't see any trace of her at all.
There is no trace of her.
Okay. Then yes, then I guess I'll stay inside. Fine.
Okay. So then, before we go to break, I do want to note that she did leave writing behind the throne. And you all would see essentially what is a poem. It's etched in primordial, again, a type of aquan. It says, "The seas again will flood. The sun will fall to waves. A throne of scale and blood. The surface to its grave. A world of endless tide, the surf will drown all cries. The dark depths be our guide. The Leviathan prophecy will rise." And with that, we are going to take our break. So thanks to everyone for sticking around. We are going to take about 10 to 15. So enjoy our wonderful commercials. There's some great ads for some upcoming shows, some ongoing shows, a lot of the sort of key projects. In the meantime, if you are enjoying what we do, if you like what we do in general, which I don't bet you're not, these folks are great, you can always support them through pally.gg. Also, I guess I do owe you all a shanty as well, which I should get around to. So I will do that before we immediately go to break. But again, after that, 10 to 15, do the things, all that kind of stuff. I did actually create for this season, I created a shanty table, which I had Kaila roll on for me. So we will be doing Santiana, which is a classic. Let's pull this one up. Okay. Oh, Santiana, gain the day away, Santiana. Napoleon up the west, they say, along the plains of Mexico. Heave her up and away we'll go, away, Santiana. Heave her up and away we'll go, along the plains of Mexico. She's a fast clipper ship and a bully good crew, away, Santiana, and an old salty yank for a captain too, along the plains of Mexico. There you go, a little bit of Santiana. Again, I'm contractually obligated to sing at least part of a sea shanty for every black spot that you donate. That was for last time, so I owe you another one. I'm not gonna bother you all with 2 sea shanties in a single episode. So again, we're gonna pay that one forward to the next time, and I'll have my players roll on that table once again, so you never know what you're gonna get. Again, we're gonna go ahead and go to break. Take care of yourselves. We will be back. Thank you for sticking around. We appreciate you. Welcome back to Horizons Call Season 3 premiere. 7 years bad luck because, hey, there was a broken mirror. Welcome back. We're very happy that you all stuck around. If you joined us in the meantime, or hey, even if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. I should have said this earlier. You can always use the command !recap, and it will give you a brief recap of kind of where we are in the story. It's typically episodic, but I did make this one to kind of give a better general idea of the campaign since, hey, it's Season 3. And we're always excited if you're joining us at any point in time. It's super appreciated. Okay, we're going to go ahead and jump right back into the story. I should definitely get some music going for that. So, kind of set up where we were. You were out of combat. The throne room already full of dead bodies, previously of Sahuagin and a few guards, even more guards now. It's not really looking great. There is absolutely blood in the water. There are words basically etched in behind the throne, seemingly warning of something called the Leviathan prophecy. And yet, despite all of that, the injuries that you've taken, you find your immediate circle still standing. And you also find the sound of applause from these dignitaries. You look around, some of the dignitaries are a little, perhaps not the happiest about applauding, and kind of that begrudging appreciation, and yet applause is coming from all of them.
Mermaids.
Yeah, kind of. As you have saved all of their lives for a second time in a very short period of time. Looking around at the carnage and devastation, is there anything any of you would like to do?
The window's looking pretty appetizing. One out.
Nobody's looking aggressive in any of you, but yeah, if you don't want to hop out the window.
We could also use the front door.
I wanna
Don't talk logic to me.
So if there's no guards left, like what's the
There are guards by the front door. We do have this little phalanx or pointer. I can't remember the name for the formation. It's the arrow formation of guards right by the front door. So they are there. It's just basically the last blast of water took out the guards that were attacking the Marit. So you still have the 2 Kolinth, 2 lizard folk, 2 Lakatha, 2 merfolk, 2 eel folk, 2 tritons, all y'all, plus Marcus, plus Jeffrey. And then Winnie's family, which were kind of hunkered in the corner, a handful of guards, and behind the guards are the council members and the high captain.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Indeed.
I'd like to cut my mental connection with the high counselor lady, Nevis, I think her name was.
Nevis,
and
correct.
Put it back together with the 4 of us. It'll be a 2-hour.
Yep.
2-hour. I'm just putting it there. Not saying anything. And if no one stops me, I'm going to start uncomfortably leaving getting my singed ass out of here.
How are you looking to leave?
Out the front door.
Okay.
Proximus is going to turn to the guests and address them.
Okay.
To the dignitaries. Distinguished guests, I encourage you to band together and remember that the politics and the racism that was spoken earlier should all be put aside. Militarily speaking, if you are going to be strong, you are strong together with your bond between all of these great individuals, the diverse cast of denizens and all beings together. Remember that only a few can break up such a great band, and don't let this be something that moves forward into the future. I think you have a lot of talking to do between all of the distinguished guests that are here. And I'm going to use her persuasion
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
to try to persuade them to get their shit together, man. Come on. We're stronger together.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. That is a 25. I'm proficient.
Fantastic. I would say, without doing an insight check, you see a few nods. Again, some of it perhaps a little begrudging, but there's at least, again, a light applause comes from several of the members. You don't get applause from everybody, but you also kind of get the vibe that not everybody's really big on clapping their hands together.
I especially keep eyes on the Tritons that I had met earlier that I knew were not amused by the earlier accusations.
The Tritons don't applaud, but they do kind of, they're wearing armor, or at least like decorative armor, and they do kind of beat their chest to kind of give the same resonance.
I do the same with my pauldrons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you feel, I assume like we feel like some sort of like psychic fuzz. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a dial tone. Yeah.
Winnie will just ask Acacia if she wants a little hand slipping out.
Yes.
And little Jeffrey will just brush your shoulder as he kind of comes back to Winnie, and you have invisibility.
I leave. Like, I was starting to ants my way out, but now I'm just going as quiet as I can.
I'll kind of time it until like Proximus like draws attention, and then
Oh yeah, yeah.
I do want to present this just to make Acacia aware of this.
Okay.
When you are approached by the High Captain, who has come back into the room with the council members now that seemingly everything is safe, all threats are neutralized, and he does say, "You are a citizen, Fallen Riddle, is that correct?"
Yep.
Lenora Vendriel, right. I fought alongside your brother. I know that he was injured, is still injured. He does look back to Siren, and yet he does a great job protecting his family. He did write to me of your journey, some of it, and your asks. The king and queen have asked for your presence and the presence of your immediate companions. If you wouldn't mind gathering them and following me.
Sure thing. One moment, please. And she'll repeat that on the open psychic line. So, Acacia, I guess if you just want to, like, meet us outside the door, it's probably not bad if we're going up to the king and queen. I don't think we do executions anymore.
Ask if it's mandatory.
That was a joke, also, by the way. Hey, Commander Galdon, that's who came up to me, right?
Yes.
Is this mandatory, or, some of my compatriots have been sort of, quite exhausted by this whole ordeal. It was quite a bit of a fight.
It certainly was. This is... You were being requested by the king and queen. It is...
Capital R request. Got it.
obligatory.
Yeah. Mentally. Yeah, Acacia, it's sort of non-negotiable.
I assure you this won't take long.
Yeah, it'll probably be pretty fast, though. I don't know if they'll have snacks. Hey, will we have snacks?
Food can be provided, as well as healing, if that's a concern as well.
Yes. I figured that would just be sort of a given. So, because we're known for our hospitality. Cool. We'll be right behind you.
You all hear the obligatory clip clops on tile of an invisible centaur And the mental grumbling of, not my queen, I shouldn't have to cut the blah, blah, blah. In your head.
You all are
Invisibility
led.
fades.
You all are led to the right here of the throne, and you all are led up some stairs, so even further up into the building, towards what you presume to be the lighthouse where that giant pearl is. But you don't necessarily get to that level. You reach a higher level where the king and queen's like estate begins. Their quarters kind of begin. And in a large, very comfortably decorated room, bookshelves. You kind of get that this is a meeting room of sorts, perhaps not necessarily a ready room or a war room, but a room of comfort. Yeah, again, there's soft things to sit on, and it's kind of like a welcoming area is what you would get from the vibe in here. And very shortly after you arrive, you would see the dignitaries who you had seen before, the king and queen, King Finrel and Queen Cassia of the House Olendari. Their last name is Olendari. And they enter the room, as well as behind you, the council members also enter. And you may sit, you may stand, do whatever you like. I should change up the music because this is not necessarily a negative thing that is happening right now. Let's try. Try that one. We'll see if that. So the king and queen welcome you in. The king has his arm held out, the queen her hand on top of his. Friends, visitors, former strangers. It is my highest honor to thank you all and welcome you all formally to Follangrun. I am King Finrel, my queen, Cassia. You all have done the highest good that can be done by a person within our kingdom, and that is to save the life of another. And for that I am eternally thankful. It has come to my attention that you all came to Fol Lamaril under somewhat dire circumstances. Is that correct? That perhaps danger has been on your heels for quite some time. That you have many with you who are in search of a sanctuary, a place of safety that they can call their new home. You all saved not only the lives of citizens of Fol Lamaril, but visitors as well, our guests. You all put your lives in danger. It would be impossible of me to deny your request. So in the smallest bit of gratitude that I can extend to all of you, I am happy to grant you the island of Undertow. Make use of it how you will. It was under a treaty between Fol Lamaril and the island of Hillholm. Hillholm, word has been sent, and they are also more than happy to provide a new home to the citizens of Korra, to provide a sense of safety from the Nereid Empire. Again, build on it how you will. Create Birkentree, create whatever you like. Make it a home for yourselves as well. And consider yourselves an ally of Fol Lamaril, should you have us. And at that, he has a scroll, and he hands it out. This is his document of ownership of the island. It is as official as any document can be. And he just kind of holds it. He's not sure who to hand it to at this point.
I'll take it.
Okay. And as he gives it to you, he bows a little bit, again, in gratitude.
I would actually like to do a real bow at this point, not a smart-ass one.
Yeah, same. This
Yep,
is a very,
yep.
very low bow for Acacia.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he does the
I-
appropriate sea elf bow.
I will note to all of you that this island is uninhabited. That, unfortunately, this gift does come with perhaps a contentious edge to it. But from what I've seen today, I don't believe that it would be any major issue for any of you.
Contentious with...
The reason the island is uninhabited, and it is not for lack of trying. Amaryl has tried to settle it. Halflings of Hillholm have tried to settle it. It seems the island is inhabited by some sort of creature which doesn't necessarily like anyone trying to colonize its island, and has caused rampant destruction on any sort of building or attempts to settle the island that have been made. So I give you this gift in accordance with a task. Rid this island of its terror, and it is all yours.
I get up from my bow a little bit quicker than I should.
Mentally, when he was just gonna say, still a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal.
An island's worthless for my people if they cannot live there.
Well, we'll check it out. Your Highness, as a question, what's going to become of the mirror?
It's shattered as far as I'm aware. We would likely dispose of it.
Could you dispose of it with me?
I was unaware we had someone in the disposal business, but certainly.
I
It
have
is-
many hats that I wear. It's not true, I never wear hats. But, I just think that if there's still information to be gleaned, I would like to try. I'm aware that there probably isn't, but worst case, I have a mirror in a lot of pieces for my wall.
Very well. It is all yours. I will have one of our attendants collect all of the pieces as to the best of their ability.
Thank you.
Are there any questions? Anything that we can do while you all stay in Fort Amaryl? Myself, my queen, my council members are all at your disposal. Eva?
I'm just wondering about opening up manatee trading rights for her family. No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. You all are welcome to stick around, talk. Y'all are welcome to go back to Broken Mass Farms. Y'all are welcome to do really anything at this point. You are free to go. So if you would like to talk to any of the dignitaries, if you would like to talk to really anybody, this is open game at this point. So what would you all like to do?
Proximus is going to go to Acacia. And do you want to get out of here?
Just a little bit.
I owe you a drink. Probably a whole lot more than that.
To be fair, I did edge you on for that.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about that. You are very reckless, but I did enjoy the fight.
I'll take the drink, but we're gonna get a bottle, and then head back. I don't want to stay out more than we have to.
I agree. I am a little sweaty. I could use a dip.
I say let's get a drink and then head back to the Evangelial farm.
Agreed.
Okay.
Winnie.
Yes, please. Please.
I was just gonna say Winnie would probably. She's gonna stick around until that mirror's picked up. And she would like to just kind of drift. I don't know what time it is or like what the dignitaries are doing, like if it's bedtime or if people are leaving. She'd like to eavesdrop a little bit and kind of insert herself in conversation, just kind of lightly, just kind of check in on people and just kind of get a read on things.
Okay. Real quick before we do that, Proximus and Acacia, you have a couple options here. You have Foam's End, which we would also know as the tavern that Scarlet hunted at most recently, which is kind of the it's where a lot of the surfacers go. It's like for the merchants there. There's also Reef's Rest, which is more for the denizens, as far as taverns go.
Your
Right.
choice.
Are there any liquor stores open? I literally just want to go to a package store and go.
You can absolutely find just like somebody who sells. I don't even know what type of liquor you could make in the ocean. I'm sure it's not great.
Little Jeffrey has his somewhere, not in the bag of holding. He has a couple bottles of liquor, which you might have noticed.
Like the rum that we had before.
Yeah.
There's liquor back at Broken Mass Farms too, depending on all of it.
Yeah.
Regardless, Winnie, go ahead and roll for perception if you were going to be eavesdropping.
16.
You're picking up a little bit here and there. The merfolk are definitely, they're chatting with the Lokatha. What you're picking up there more than anything is, so I know this was all supposed to be some sort of convoluted alliance making deal. I don't know. I think that was a bit of a show, but not a bad one. Honestly, if the Sahuagin had come for us, we'd all be dead. And I suspect the same is for all of you. And the Lokatha go, I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, I'm not exactly excited to align ourselves with the Coralinth. We've had less than 100 years of peace with them. And they're always looking to sharpen a blade here or there. You pick up the Coralinth are actually talking to the Tritons. So what do you all actually do? What kind of weapons do you prefer? Are you spears? Are you tridents? Tridents, okay. I mean, we've been using lances on giant seahorses for a while now, but that's not a bad idea. Yes. Is your arm is actually alive? That's interesting. All right. More just like trading points. These are professional warriors talking to professional warriors. The lizard folk don't really seem to socialize with anyone. I think that was everybody. Oh, the eel folk. The eel folk are kind of just like chatting between themselves. It turns out we received word that it seems we have a couple of suitors. And the other one just kind of nods their head and looks around, sees you listening. Was there something I could help you with?
I'm just checking in, making sure everyone's okay after all that hullabaloo. There's a lot of
You're just
anxiety
fine.
that can follow after an event like that.
Indeed. You and your friends were quite impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Where did you learn to do all of that?
Stress of the moment, mostly. You know, some schooling, some extracurricular adventuring. You just kind of mush it all together, and yeah.
So you didn't learn it here?
I learned some of it here. I went to school here. A lot of it was like book learning.
Would you say that Fall Amarillo is capable of defending itself?
Sure, I would, right? I mean,
Then why were they not able to defend themselves? Why did they need
But we
you and
did.
your friends? You did.
But you would say that
All
of
of you-
anyone who defended it. I am Fall Admiral,
Your friends are not.
but they're my family. That's what family and friends do. We support each other, because we're stronger together.
That's what the Tritons said, but again, an outsider.
Sometimes you need an outside perspective to learn more about yourself. Mentally, she is going to, panicked, say to the group, "Oh no, I'm talking philosophy with the eel folk. What do I do?"
Why would you subject that to yourself to that?
Made a huge mistake.
What
I
is your
am
name?
too wasted for this. I am
She gets
drinking.
this sense of alcohol, and she's like, "Okay, never mind."
You're welcome to have some when you get back.
Alternatively, I'm too sober for this.
This is a Eva question, not a Winnie question. Eel folk, what is the hand situation there? Do they have hands?
They do. Clawed, webbed, multi-digited, and also like multi.
Okay.
Thing.
Winnie is gonna go
first.
through her like Fall Emerald business class background of was it shake, bow, or whatever. She's gonna try and remember like the proper like full greeting for eel folk. So if it's shaking, she's gonna offer to shake a hand. She's gonna cross a fist over her heart if that's appropriate. Little bow. Hi,
Winnie,
I'm Winnie Evandriel.
Go ahead and roll
History?
persuasion, history, persuasion or history.
29.
The common greeting for eel folk is an exchange of electric currents.
Is it possible for me to do a... Well, that's what that is, right? Does lightning count? I can just do a little shocking
Lightning
grasp?
is electric.
Okay, I'm gonna do
Oh,
like
you can do a low-key shocking grasp.
Yes, an appropriate level shocking grasp.
So the eel folk ask for your name
I have it in my cantrips, who knew? I'm Winnie Evandriel.
and puts out a claw.
Winnie will take it and shake.
Okay. Yeah, they grip like at the forearms.
That's fine.
And I am Harold Vishir. And you feel electric current passing into your body.
How much damage?
Do you pass electric current back?
Yes.
This is not enough to do damage.
Okay.
It's just like literally they have like a natural current in their body, and to trade that and sync up with somebody, it's the same kind of concept. That's why we shake hands. It's supposed to be exchanging literally the humanity and the memory that your hands have within them transmits to the other person. It is a transmission of humanity from one person to another. So it's literally the electrical sense of their existence. You know, their brain runs on electricity, and they're transmitting that in part to you.
I love them.
Yeah, it has feeling to it. Go figure. Winora, if you had two paths to go down. One path was in a short run. path of strength. And the other was perhaps mysterious, and yet perhaps more altruistic. Which path would you take?
I'm going to be honest with you. I've always taken the mysterious path. I am very curious by nature, and fortunately that leads to me helping people a lot. But
Let me ask you another thing then.
yes.
Do you care for the service world?
Yes.
You don't think that it is the right of the denizens to rule over all tomorrows?
No. Also, I don't really know why they would want to. I mean, besides just power in general. But there's so much varied history and culture and knowledge. There's so much to learn, and they have a lot that they could learn from us. And I think that's easier done by some sort of dialogue than just drowning everyone.
And you would watch as Bashir actually looks over to the other eel folk and just nods. This has been illuminating, Winnie. Thank you for your time.
I hope you enjoy your stay in Fall Emerald. More than maybe earlier.
We shall try. Winnie, is there anyone else you wanted to talk to in particular?
No, I think after that, realizing that there's like once the mirror is gathered, I think she'll probably call it a night because it has been very long.
The mirror is brought to you in obviously pieces in a small chest, and that is actually brought to you by the High Delphian. So this is High Delphian Eloy. So again, this is a high priestess. I believe I said priestess before. And she brings the chest over to you. I do also want to say you all were healed by clerics on the way out, so you all can regain your hit points at least. She comes over to you, she brings the chest, and she says, "You're Winnie, correct?"
I am.
I wanted to speak to you. I'm sure this has been said, but again, I very much appreciate, I will echo the words of the King and Queen, that we all appreciate what you and your friends did here today. But I wanted to actually talk to you about your brother.
Siren?
I have... Yes. Siren. Your brother with the injury to his arm.
Yes.
I have seen his wound. I have been unable to assist him. I fear that I do not have the magical nor medicinal know-how to assist him any more than he can do for himself to keep this curse at bay. You're, I believe he told me, a treasure hunter of sorts?
Yes.
There are certainly items out in the world, some lost, some in possession of others, but there are items to break curses.
I would try
Especially
anything.
one as powerful as this. I would advise you to keep an eye out when you are out in the world. An ear for anything that might help your brother. For I fear that through all my power, through all of my attempts to contact the divine, I do not have an answer. And I am very sorry for it.
I know you would have done your best, and I really appreciate that. Do you know where I might start?
There are many places, depending on where you're going.
Well,
Do you know where you're going next?
sounds like our next stop is Undertow.
Undertow is abandoned. There shouldn't be anything there. I would say look in old places, the places where treasure hunters would want to look. There are stones, scrolls, items, rings, many things that were lost that people in ancient times were able to use to remove curses and cure things of this nature.
Thank you.
Thank you. Winnie, anything else you wanted to do?
No. I'll just get little Jeffrey to help me with the chest.
Sure, why not? Yeah, the being with like -5 strength.
He can carry 30 pounds.
I guess that's, yeah. He can pick up half. He's picking up half the chest, just kind of
60.
along.
He can carry 60. I'm sorry.
You're 60 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird math.
He has -3 strength.
Scarlet, what are you up to?
I'm going back to the Bloodhound.
Okay. Yeah, the Bloodhound absolutely is docked over where most like mercantile ships are. It's where the Innocence, not the Innocence, the Redemption was also docked. And yeah, you kind of get like, this is the vibe. This is the same general area where you found Foam's End. This is the part of Fall Amaryl that like surfacers are more able to access. A lot of the buildings here are mostly above the water in kind of like a shoal area. And yeah, you can absolutely find the ship docked here. Marcus is going to come with you unless you otherwise tell him you wish for privacy.
No.
Okay. Yeah, you take some time, you make it back to the Bloodhound. It's been quite a day, ma'am.
You could say that again. Most importantly, how are you feeling?
Just fine.
You were
Oh.
bit.
You're worried about the bite. No. Fortunately, I had my shots.
Did you think that there's like a rabies shot against lycanthropy?
You go out at sea for long enough.
Get vaccinated. Beat lycanthropyism.
When we signed our contract with the Nerian Empire, our entire crew was actually inoculated. There were weresharks at the event, and just to be safe and keep our crew who they are, they did so. And as I understand, it lasts for quite some time.
It's something to note to keep a lookout on if we happen to raid any Empire ships. It could come in handy.
Absolutely. Imperial ships are where you would find that sort of thing. So we will absolutely keep an eye out.
I'll let Winnie know. Maybe she can concoct something similar.
Ma'am, I would... Correct me if this is inappropriate. I am concerned about what I saw the other day. And I apologize for following you. I was concerned for your safety, and yet I saw you mark that man.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Is that something you do often?
Something I try not to do often.
Is it that thing telling you to do it?
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing it in my free will. Prefer to just leave people alone, but, you know, some stereotypes are forced upon you.
I understand working for someone or something that you detest. I don't presume to know your business, ma'am, but if there's anything that I can do to help you to Please know that I'm at your service, as always.
Because you have to be, or because you want to be?
Because I would like to be. I was given the option to not serve with you, ma'am, and I made my choice. I would make that choice again. I would make that choice every day.
I was going to ask if you regretted it at all.
My life has certainly become a lot more interesting since meeting you. Not always in the best way. And yet regret is never a feeling I have on any given day. You have my respect, ma'am. And perhaps more than that.
Well, I appreciate you being here.
Of course.
I have a bottle of rum that Winnie didn't make. Would you like to share it?
It would be my honor.
Okay.
We're going to cut back to Acacia and Proximus getting sloshed.
When do you go to bed, or when do you leave Proximus?
I think tonight I'll probably sleep in the sea. It does a number for my skin, and staying hydrated after drinking so much is important.
Proximus is literally going with the flow, like letting the tide just take his unconscious body.
All right. So I probably would just spend a lot of casual drinking with Proximus, maybe like at the Evangelial kitchen table, until Proximus left, and then just stay there a little longer to just drink. Question for you, Derek: when does Rollin get back?
I would say later. We can say that after Proximus has gone drifting out the front door, Rollin kind of just pushes him with the tide and comes swimming in and sees you there. What happened to your outfit? You look terrible.
Yeah, let's just say that. You'll hear the rumors throughout the city in the next tomorrow or so. And I take a long drink. And while I'm taking this drink, I want to mind link with him.
Okay.
And I want to push a couple series of images into his head. They are of, the first one is of the astrolabe, a close-up of the astrolabe with its runes in clear as day. Also of it being used to look up at the sky with that aurora borealis effect and those couple very bright stars, which we know as our shards, along with a quick image of the shard at the end of season 1 when it came down. And then after those images go through his head, I mentally say to him, you and I need to talk, not tonight, because I'm fucking tired, but we need to talk.
Keisha, roll insight. Or we can use your passive insight if you want.
I'll use my passive insight because I'm fucking tired. 17.
Yeah. You would see as the images are, flooding his brain, his eyes do widen a little bit. You are certainly someone of many stories, I would imagine. Yes, Acacia, you and I have much to talk about.
I nod at him, take another sip, and just it's not even meant to be mean, but it's just go away, I'm tired type of vibe. It's meant no offense, but it's just I'm fucking tired, I'm done for the night. No offense to you, but I go to sleep now.
One last thing. Does Winnie know?
I send another image to him. Winnie's right next to me with the star. Like I said, you have a lot to apologize to her for.
Perhaps the other way around. Get some rest, Keisha. I anticipate our conversations have only begun. And with that, he goes to leave. When it's becoming evening at this point, where do you find yourself?
With everyone else, like, off doing their own thing, I think she's going to find B and just, I don't know, go somewhere quiet, in like a little underwater garden somewhere, and...
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's Winnie and B's spot?
Probably somewhere we can, like, sit up, like, looking out over the city. And all Winnie wanted was dinner and dancing. So, I think maybe a stop at, like, a gas station on the way out of town. The equivalent of,
I would say, so you hung back a little bit.
Mhm.
When you exit the palace, there is a little stingray waiting for you.
I love him.
And, like, just, stuck, what do I want to say? In a humane sort of way is a note on the back. And the stingray just kind of, like, bounces in the water waiting for you. And it says, meet us at our spot. You can wear what you're wearing. I brought food.
Bless.
Heart. B.
Aw. Then yeah, I'll just head up there.
And she's prepared a little semi-underwater picnic. And she's dressed in the same thing she was wearing, that really nice dress. She goes, I'm really sorry that didn't really... I'm sorry that went so rough. And I'm sorry that you got hurt. And I'm sorry I couldn't stop that.
It wasn't your fault, and things mostly kind of worked out, in a terrible sort of way. But we're here now. And I think, little Jeffrey's going to, like, as it's getting dark, little Jeffrey's going to just open his mouth a little bit and have, like, the dim light setting so that it's like a, like, atmospheric light with his gem of brightness. But yeah, we can talk about other things now, because that was rough.
Actually, if you didn't want to talk, I found a friend who, well, I met them at one of the taverns nearby when I was headed home. And she kind of points in from around a little hiding space. Edgar the otter pops out with his lute. I just thought it'd be really nice to dance with you. And I figured we would need some music. And he was real affordable.
I just bet.
And Edgar begins to strum on the lute, and she puts out her hands for yours.
Uh-huh. And Winnie will take them.
And she just dances with you.
It'll take a minute for Winnie to probably lose some of her paranoia. About...
Yeah, Edgar's just like...
Otter...
angry strumming.
Otter retribution. Why is he playing the Jaws theme?
The otter devastation.
And then she'll just let herself be in the moment and yeah, enjoy the evening.
All right. So as we leave this evening with Acacia sleeping in Broken Mass Farm, Proximus floating away from Broken Mass Farm, Scarlet and Marcus sharing a bottle of rum, and Winnie and Bee dancing in the growing starlight. We will leave this cast of Horizons Call for 1 week. When we return, we have a special guest. So to set up what next week is going to be, so next week on Horizons Call, you all can look forward to going to the island of Undertow, investigating what this terror is, saving this island, perhaps, for the citizens of Korra, and making a new home for yourself. And you will do all of this joined by the incredible Diane Hutton. Diane Hutton of Life is Strange fame, famed actress, voice actress, who has been lovely enough to join us next week. I'm not going to spoil her character at all because I'm very excited about it. We do have art thanks to Mikyl, so you can find teasers of that over on our Discord. I'm going to get to all of that here in a bit. But yes, look forward to Diane Hutton. She should be joining us for 2 sessions, and I'm very, very excited about that. So that is something to look forward to next week. We do have other guests lined up for season 3. I will announce those as we get closer to them. But yeah, lots of great folks, some familiar faces, some new faces who will be joining us in the world of Damaris. That all said, thank you, viewer, for watching this. We really appreciate you being around. Thank you if you were able to financially support. Again, we use pally.gg I've lost all my words. We use pally.gg to divide anything that you donate evenly amongst this cast in our production group. So definitely check that out as opposed to donating through Twitch. Again, if you donate through Twitch, it's appreciated. But it goes directly to to Eva and I, and trying to pay for all the licenses and break even at some point. Either way is great. But definitely we want to support this cast first and foremost. I will get to other show stuff when it is my turn, but in the meantime, I'm going to have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves and where you can find more of them. So with that, let's go ahead and go in reverse order. So Kaila, where can we find more of you?
You can find more of me on my own channel here on Twitch. I paint and play games. It is KMC, and you can find me on Twitter at KMC_, where I post a lot of the things that I paint. So if you can't catch them live, you can catch them there. That's it. I will be featured a lot on Allie Mac's channel for Pride next month. So if you want to join us there, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kaila.
But it's been a while. I'm out of practice.
That's all right. Mikyl.
Hi, fam. It's Mikyl. You can find me all over the interwebs at Mikyl Sandoval, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and you see all the art that I'm working on. But more often, you can actually find it on the Sword and Key Discord channel, because I post everything there before I post it anywhere else, because that's where I love it the most.
Thank you, Mikyl. Yes, Mikyl does do the art for this show, for a couple other shows as well. Mikyl is absolutely phenomenal. We appreciate the love that he shows us through his art. And I should also note that recently Mikyl came out to visit Eva and I, so I have now officially met this entire cast in person. I can't really say that for any other game I've ever played. So thanks for making the drive, Mikyl. With that, Mare.
Hello, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter at Archimage of Dice. Here every Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, you can find me playing your lovely Acacia, the Soul Knife Druid, as well as on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where you can find me running Fraying Threads, an Invisible Sun campaign set in the surreal sewer world of Saturnine. We have about 3 sessions left, and we are returning next week on June 1st for episode 10. Our players just took 12 weeks of downtime in-game as they traveled back in time and are catching up with the present when they left. Also on Sundays, so tomorrow and every Sunday thereafter on Neon Lights Roleplay at 6 p.m. you can find me running Printweaver Pillars of Ink, which is a gothic Souls-like game, and my players have just left the refuge of Perth, a lovely little hometown of one of our players, to start looking into some pillars of ink and some problems that are going on. This week's episode is called Memories of the Past, and I'm going to stab people's hearts. And that's all I got.
Fantastic.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Also tomorrow
Dax
morning,
game?
yes, Dax's game. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern on Daxara 19's channel, we are raising money for the Parkinson's Foundation, and I'll be in a game of Lady Blackbird, where I get to play Snargle, the goblin pilot.
Fantastic. Yes, I do actually want to really promote this. Dex is doing a fantastic campaign right now for Parkinson's and has several games going on. I was actually in one yesterday. I didn't have anything to promote it on, so here I am talking about it in past tense. But yes, please go support Mayor. Please go support, again, it's Daxara19, Daxara 19 on Twitch. And yeah, show some love over there because they've got some great games lined up and some really great casts, including, of course, Mayor's. So please check that out. Eva, I will deal with Sword and Key stuff, but where can we find more of you?
You can find me usually here, although in June at a yet-to-be-unannounced date, I will be part of the Pride festivities over on Exquisite Corpse Presents, which I'm very excited about. I haven't been on another channel in so long, it turns out. I don't know what to do. You can find me on Twitter at @TheEvaSarate, and that's pretty much it for now. Yeah, that's short and sweet from me.
Fantastic. You can also find me on Twitter at dsword16. Again, my name is Derek Sword. Yes, Sword is my real last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. I do have to say that every time. Yeah, dsword16 on Twitter. I will also be in the Pride festivities over on Exquisite Corpse. We don't have a date set for the game just yet, but I believe we are going to be in a game of Firefly, where the entire cast is bi, so we're calling it Firefly. We are over on Sword and Key doing a lot of fun stuff, including technically Monster Crush, the podcast that I do with my friend Heavenly, where we talk about different cryptids and creatures and how much we love their butts and everything. That releases bi-weekly. It is coming out tomorrow. There's a new episode tomorrow. We actually met Heavenly in person, and we recorded in person, and there's lots of background noise of her dog and also the bird that lives here. On June 1st, Thursday, that is Fraying Threads, as Mare mentions, that is 4 p.m. Pacific. Sorry, we're going back. Horizon's Call is every week, so look forward to us next week. Again, we will be joined by Diane Hutton. That is on the 3rd of June. Looking forward, we have the return of Brindlewood Bay at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time on June 4th. That is bi-weekly, so again, every other week. And yes, Eva. Okay, waving it off. Cool. Love that. Yes, again, Fraying Threads every Thursday, Brindlewood Bay every other week, Horizon's Call every week. And coming up on June 30th, we have a game of Sun Bear Honey Heist, which will be run by Gona with some new faces on the channel. We are very excited about that. That, I believe, is it for Sword and Key. Again, we do have merch, which will be coming out soon, so we'll make a formal announcement for that. Please follow Sword and Key on Twitter. It's sword_and_key. You can also join our Discord there as well, and again, see Michael's cool art, learn more about Diane's character, just chat with cool folks about cool stuff. It's where all the cool kids hang out. We are going to raid Neon Lights tonight, I believe is what Neon Lights roleplay. We are rating them tonight. And that's pretty much it for us. We'll see you next week. And until that time, take care of yourselves. Fair winds and following sails, brave mariners.